All right, what's going on, y'all? Welcome back to the channel. Today is Thursday, February 6th, and this video is going to be long, and I do this for you. So I don't have to show this. I don't have to tell you about this, but I feel like I'm doing a disservice by not sharing this. So sharing the good and the bad is very important, especially when I'm trying to help people in this business. This experience that I've had with Dolly is, I wouldn't wish this on anybody, but it happens, and I know this has happened to other people. I'm not the only person that's dealt with this. So this video is very important to me. And a lot of people on my channel are familiar with Dolly. They probably are on the Dolly platform. I think that Dolly is the worst app as far as like taking care of drivers, the app itself, but I make the most money with this app. There's a lot of work in my market, and that's our relationship. It's strictly for the money, nothing else. I've shared my experiences before, and this video is not for you to feel sorry for me or nothing like that. I mean, this is business. And I'm just gonna share everything that happened, and I'm gonna be very detailed. I want to show you step by step. I have all the evidence, and I'm gonna expose it. I'm gonna show it. And these companies, when you work for a gig company, you're at their mercy. They're not held to labor laws. I'm not their employee, and everything's on a contract basis. So every job you accept, that's a contract, and they have an obligation to pay you, but they also have rules. They have rules, they have terms and conditions that you sign, and that's what comes into play. And the thing is that even if they're wrong, they can still screw you over, and most people will not do what I'm trying to do. They'll just walk away. So, you know, these companies they're not God. They can't do whatever they want, and you can't allow them to keep doing this. So anyways, I'm gonna get right into it. I'm gonna transition to my phone. Most of this video is gonna be on my phone. I have all the evidence, and I'm gonna break it down to you. I'm gonna show you exactly what happened. And, you know, again, this is for your benefit. I'm sharing this for you because I've had incidents before that I did not share. I've had issues with my pay. I've had times where I did a job and the pay said one thing and I received something different. I didn't share that information with you. I've had jobs where I didn't get paid at all. Like, I did a job and I never got paid. And when I finally, you know, reached out to them, they said, oh, just wait a week, wait another week, wait another week. And then finally, oh, it must have been a glitch in our system. And my pay is like delayed like a whole month. And, you know, by having those experiences, I've learned to track my earnings, right? I don't just trust the information they give us. They have a history. You can go back and look at all the jobs that you supposedly been paid for, but if you don't actually check and make sure you got paid, they'll do that. They will miss a job and a payment. And if you don't check your own stuff, if you don't keep a log for yourself, you'll never catch it. So I do that. Every single job I do, I write the amount down. I've had jobs where I agree to, you know, the job will pop up. It'll have a certain amount. Like this job right here, it had a certain amount. And when I click on the job, the money, it drops. The pay drops to a different pay. I've had that before. The app is absolutely ridiculous. It's the worst app ever. So anyways, let me just get into this. I'm gonna explain everything that happened, what I'm going through, and my next video, I'm gonna let you know what my plans are. All right, guys. So I have switched to my phone, and this is my screen. I'm gonna share it with you guys. I'm going to show you all of the evidence and what I'm going through right now. So the purpose of this is not to bash Dolly or anything like that. This is what you have to deal with. And by me documenting a real life journey, I can't leave this out. Like, this is important. And I think it's going to help people, especially people that's new, because even myself, I'm guilty of this. When I first started working gig apps, I read
a little bit of the terms, but nobody reads all of it. Nobody reads the terms and conditions. We just kind of sign it and we just go about our way. And you could have been doing gig apps for a whole year, 2 years, whatever, no incidents, and not knowing that there's a lot of things that you signed that, you could be in violation or they can enforce, and you won't realize it until you actually look at it. So by reading their terms and conditions, I became very familiar with it. So I'm very aware of what I'm supposed to be doing. So I'm just going to go through this. I'm going to show you some emails and my evidence, and I'm going to expose and show you just how much they care about the drivers. So let's start with how this started. So I know most people are familiar with Dolly, but some people may not be. So Dolly will send you a job request. I personally when I first started, I used to do jobs with other people. So like a random person. So I'll say, hey, I'm a helper. I have my vehicle, but I'll need somebody to assist me, to help me, load a refrigerator or a washer or dryer, whatever. And Dolly will find someone that's called a hands. That's a person that doesn't have a large vehicle, and they'll pair me with them. So the pay might start off at like $90, but once they find a helper for me, a hands, the pay will drop. It'll drop, like my pay will drop to like $54 or something like that. So you get way less. So Dolly allows you to work with an assistant, meaning I can bring my own person, but they have to be vetted through Dolly. So they apply, they pay for background, and once they're approved, they're your assistant. So you can bring them to a job. So if I see a Dolly, that same Dolly that pays $90, if I bring an assistant that's cleared through Dolly, I don't have to split that pay with somebody else. So my assistant is my wife. That's the best option for me because we both, we're bringing the money into the same household. So it's a win either way. If I work with a friend or a neighbor or somebody else, I would have to pay them. So out of that $90, I had to pay them, $20 or $30, whatever they want. So I'm still like missing out on the money. So by having my wife as my assistant and she can help me load and unload all that stuff, I get to keep that whole $90. So that's how I request my dollies. I request 2-person dollies. And my wife is my assistant. You guys are familiar with that. I've told you guys that many times. All right, so let's get into this email. So I received the email about a job that I had completed, and this is what the email said. And this is from Dolly Compliance. So it says, this is Dolly Compliance reaching out about recent account activity. We received a report that you completed a 2-person dolly without your assistant, which does not uphold expectations outlined in the Dolly Helper Agreement. And they give me the dolly number. This is a formal warning, and that future infractions may result in account suspension or permanent deactivation. Then they send me the expectations link. Information can be found in the helper resources. If you have additional information, now this is important, listen to this. If you have additional information to provide about this report or believe you have received this report in error, feel free to let us know by replying directly to this email. We ask that you refrain from contacting Dolly support, as team members will not be able to assist you on this matter. And then it gives me the person's name, which I blacked it out. Now, it's letting me know of a violation. It's saying that I did a 2-person dolly without my assistant, right? They received a report of that. And then they say, if you received it in error or you think it's a mistake, respond to this email. Okay, got it. So I looked up that dolly. I actually remember this dolly. I looked it up. Thankfully, I had it in my history. I went back, and it was a washer and a dryer delivery from a while back. And I remember this customer. The moment I found it, I saw it. I remember that customer. And The thing I remembered about her, it was a woman, is when I brought her washer in, she asked me, she said, you're doing it by yourself? And I said, yeah, it's easy. I don't need help bringing this in. That's what I told her. And she kind of had a weird look on her face. And I thought it was a look of like, oh, she's just surprised that I'm able to do it by myself. But, I had the washer on my hand cart. So, I don't need two people to push a hand cart. It's very easy. So I remembered her. I remembered that was what she said. When she first opened the door to let me in, that's what she said. I didn't think anything of it. She was a very nice lady. She didn't give me any problems. She didn't ask anything else. I delivered it with no incident, pushed it as close as I could, gave her A+ customer service, right? So I'm like, that lady complained about me delivering it by myself? And I was like, man, that's kind of weird. I don't know. Like, I didn't get that vibe. So anyways, so after I remember, I'm thinking, I was like, okay, well, my wife was actually with me on that delivery. My wife never went into the house, right? She helped me unload the washer and dryer. There was no need for my wife to go in with me, So she just helped me unload it. So I'm like, okay, this is definitely an error because my wife was with me and I do bring her in. I'm thinking, I'm like, I wonder, like, did they see one of my videos or something? Because, these gig apps, they're familiar with these channels. They know about them. They watch them. And I'm like, are they getting it from that? And, my wife, she doesn't really want to be on on YouTube. And I have to respect that. So I don't show her. So like this job right here, this is an example of a job that I just did. And if you watch the video, it'll look like I'm doing the job by myself. It'll look like my wife is not there. But that's because I don't show her. If I do show her, I'll either blur her out or you might see a glimpse of her, like, because, in this incident, I think we were like playing with the customer's dog. And that's the only way that you saw that she was with me because, I got her feet or legs or something in the video. But typically, I don't show her at all. So you can't watch my video and say, oh, you did it by yourself because, like I said, I don't show her. So anyways, let me get to the next one. So I respond to this email because I remember it. I remember the house. I remember the layout of the house. I remember the delivery. I even remember the conversation that we had. Everything. I remember everything about it. So I'm like, okay, let me straighten this out. So here's the email that I send them. So I say, thank you. And this is right away. This is like the same day. I say, thank you. Can you advise if this was a customer complaint? I need to know because my helper is always with me. So that was my response. And, again, I'm very familiar with this customer. I remember the job based on the Dolly number they gave me. Remember everything about it. So 1 to 2 days later, right, I had to wait because they ignored me. This is like 1 or 2 days later, I hadn't received a response at all. So I emailed them again. I said, hey, can someone please call me regarding this complaint? Dolly deducted my pay, accusing me of not having my assistant. My assistant is my wife, and she is with me on every Dolly job. Please call me because I have been punished without any investigation or anyone asking me what happened. So nobody asked me anything. And what I found out is that Dolly deducted my pay. They deducted my pay, and I'll show you at the end how much they deducted. They deducted my pay. So they said it's a warning, but they deducted my pay. And I was not happy about that because my wife was with me on that job. And I was upset because I'm like, wait a minute. You got an allegation from a customer and you did not follow up. You did not ask me. Nobody sent me an email and asked me, hey, on this day, on this Dolly number, did you bring your assistant? Or nobody asked me anything at all. They just took those words from the customer, sent me a warning, and then deducted my pay. And I'm like, no, I cannot allow this to happen. There's absolutely no way I'm going to let them get away with this. So another 1 to 2 days later, right? So this is like almost 4 days later. I still got no response. I said, it's been several days and I have not received a call or email response. My pay is short $115 for something I did not do. Can someone please call me and explain why I'm being punished for something I did not do? How can you give me a warning and take my pay without even asking me about it? I called support and they said someone from compliance would call me on Friday. Today is Sunday and I'm missing $115 in pay. So again, I'll show you my pay at the end of this. So on their emails, at the bottom, it'll well, you'll see it. I think I have it on here, but it'll tell you that you only have like 24 to 48 hours to object a complaint like that. So this is 4 days later, right? This is 4 days. I got no response. And when you send these emails are going to somebody. They're going to somebody. Somebody's receiving it, and somebody is purposely ignoring it, purposely not responding to it. So let's get to the next one. This is their response. So this is like 5 days later. Okay. It says, "Hi, Christopher. Thanks for contacting us." And this is the same person that sent me the warning. "We had a report from a customer stating one helper showed up to the location. This is the reason you did not receive a complete payment. Whatever the accepted pay, there will be a 35% deduction in this Dolly. This is just a heads up to refrain from doing this in the future. Please be mindful of any future Dollies you complete and ensure that you do not commit any other violations. Let us know if you have any other concerns." Now, here's the issue I have with this. Again, no investigation. No investigation at all. So they took the words of the customer and they just automatically punished me without asking me anything about it. So I get this. This is what they told me. They said that the customer said I did the job by myself, right? That's what the customer told them. They automatically punished me and they automatically took my pay. They did not do any due diligence at all. So here's my issue. So immediately after I get that, I say, "No, this is unacceptable. Call me. I did have my assistant. Call me," right? I want them to call me. I want to talk to somebody. I don't want to keep emailing people and waiting 4 or 5 days. Call me, okay? Now, here's the phone call, right? So this is, after I sent that email, this is unacceptable, all that. About another 1 or 2 days go by, I get no response. So I called Dolly support. And I told you guys at the beginning, it said, "Do not call Dolly support. They cannot assist you." Well, I don't have a number for Dolly compliance. So I had to call support, right? So this is the phone call. And this is, I want you guys to hear the response. Listen to what the person tells me. I want to let them know that I actually did do that job. My assistant was there and you guys need to fix this, right? So I'm trying to get a hold of Dolly compliance. So here's the conversation.
Hello, yes, I'm a helper, and I'm trying to get a hold of compliance, somebody from compliance. They keep emailing me, but I'm asking them to call me, and nobody's calling me.
Right. Yeah, Christopher. Yes. Compliance team, they don't contact you via phone, so they only communicate with you through messages. So if they have through emails, through emails, not messages, through emails.
So I can't.
If they have sent you any email, you have to reply back to that email.
I've been doing that, and I need to talk to somebody because when I send the email, they're not answering my question. So I need to talk to somebody.
I understand, because unfortunately there's no line. There's no direct line where I can connect you with compliance department.
Well,
I will make a note here.
Hold on. Who can I talk to about, because you guys took my money. I got punished for something I didn't do, and I'm missing $115. So that's a lot of money. And I need to settle this, and I can't do it over email because they're not answering my question. So who can I talk to? Anybody that can help me resolve this issue, because I've been accused of not bringing my assistant to a job, and I did bring my assistant, and you guys took my money and said that I didn't bring my assistant.
Right, I'm sorry to hear that. Christopher, what I'll do is after this call, I will contact the compliance department. Okay, even we communicate with them through emails. I'll contact them, ask them to respond back, to look into your reply, and ask them to reply you back as soon as possible. Okay. So I'll get it done. Do not worry, you will receive a reply from the compliance department. I'll take care of it.
Okay, that's what I was told Friday, and I'm still getting the runaround. So the person that...
I'll take care of it. Do not worry. I will take care for sure.
Can you make sure somebody actually investigates those? Because I bring my assistant to all of my jobs, and they just go... The customer did not see my assistant because my assistant never went in the house. But that doesn't... Like, you guys didn't even investigate. Nobody asked me or anything, and they just said that I didn't bring my assistant, and I did.
Right.
So they're just basing it on...
Yeah, let them know, Christopher.
Okay. All right. I'm just saying the person I talked to on Friday said the same thing. I'll let them know, and then I get no help.
No. For sure, I'll let them know. I'll ask them to reply back. Keep an eye on your inbox. You will receive an email from the team.
Okay.
Try my best that they respond today, but today's a Sunday. So I'm not pretty sure that they will get back to you.
Well, somebody just responded today.
Yes.
They just responded today.
Then they will respond you back. If they have responded, then they will for sure respond you back. Okay, I'll let them know.
Okay, it's a man. She just responded to me.
I'm not sure, Christopher. Okay, it must be because I'm not sure who works in compliance department, because they are not with us. They are in a different place altogether. So we don't know who is. I don't know who. Yeah, I will let them know. I'll email the compliance department and I'll ask them to reply you back.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, thank you very much, Christopher, for your understanding. Is there anything else I can assist you with?
No, I need help. That's all. I just need help.
Yeah, for sure you will get help.
All right.
Okay?
All right.
Thank you very much, Christopher.
All right. Bye.
Contacting Dolly Support. Have a wonderful day. Bye.
All right, bye.
Bye.
So this is the response that I got after calling Dolly Support, and the guy guaranteed that somebody would reach out to me from compliance. And I waited, I think 3 days. 3 days went by, no response. So at that point, I sent another email, and that's what I did. So I'm sorry, it was 2 days later. So 2 days later, I got no response. And this is the email I sent them. I said, you cannot accuse a helper based solely on a customer complaint. It's only an allegation. Did you ask the customer if she saw how I unloaded her washer and dryer? Did she go outside and see my assistant? I can't believe you punished me and took my hard-earned money with no investigation. You did not ask me first. You did not validate anything the customer said. You just took my hard-earned money for something I did not do. You put an innocent man in jail. This is why Dolly has the ratings they do. I give customers top-of-the-line service, yet we helpers are treated like crap. You need drivers, helpers to keep the company afloat. I can't believe I'm dealing with this. Please respond or I will need to seek legal action. I cannot allow Dolly to steal my money for something I did not do. So I felt that this email was appropriate because that's exactly what they did. What happened was this customer complained. I don't know how. I don't know if they emailed or what. And they said that I did the delivery by myself, which is true. I did, right? I delivered it by myself. I went into her house by myself. Now, I'm going to show you how I did not violate Dolly's terms and conditions. I'm going to show you in their policy. So what they did is they just listened to what the customer said and they automatically charged me. They did not ask me about it. They did not email me about it. They just automatically believed exactly what the customer said and they punished me right away. Okay. So it's no different than if I go into a customer's house and the customer says I spit on them. Right. Dolly will say, oh, you spit on a customer, you're deactivated. Or if I'm rude, right? I go into the house and the customer says, I cussed them out. I just absolutely just cussed them out. Dolly will not investigate. They won't ask you anything. They're just going to say, hey, you cussed the customer out. You're on a 7-day suspension. That's what they do. Okay. Now, is that right? No. Can they get away with that? Yes. Unfortunately, yes. Right? So anything that Dolly receive, any complaint that they receive is an allegation. It's not a fact. It's not a fact or guarantee that it actually happened until they actually investigate it. They have to determine that it actually did occur. That's how it works in this country. It's no different than if I get arrested, right? It's not my job to prove that I didn't do it. It's the prosecutor's job to prove that I did it. That's how it works, right? Innocent until proven guilty, right? So the customer made an allegation and Dolly did absolutely nothing to verify this allegation. They just, whatever the customer says, they're going to go with it. So this is the danger. I told you guys, it's dangerous. Customers are very dangerous. They can literally say anything and get you in trouble. I've had it before. I had a customer that said that I cussed him out. I don't even curse. He said I cussed him. And he was mad because I think he was mad about the time of the delivery, which I'm an independent contractor, so I can't control that. He was trying to get this order, from, I think it was like Home Depot or something. And another driver had canceled or something like that. So he was already upset. And then he had a lot of work to do. And he was upset already. And he took it out on me. And I think what he was trying to do was get a refund. And that's why he said he falsely accused me of cussing him out. And he wanted a refund. I think that's what it was. But I never know what the motive is of these people. But just know that your body cam will protect you. You got to wear it. And because of this incident, unfortunately, I have body cam of this delivery, but unfortunately, I did not record until I went in the house because anytime I do a delivery and I go in the house and it's me and a woman by herself, I record it. And that's what I did. I recorded it, but I turned the camera off when I came out the house. There was no reason to record outside the house. I just recorded the delivery itself. So I have the proof of it, but my wife is not in it because she didn't go in the house. So anyways, let me continue this. So legal action, right? I'm to the breaking point. I'm like, you know what? That's a lot of money. $115 is a lot of money to take from me for something I did not do. Like obviously if I did something, you got to take your lumps, right? You got to take your lumps. But if you're innocent and you know you didn't do anything wrong and you just let the company just take that much money from you, how can you just let that go? I can't, because I feel like if you let them do that, they're going to keep doing it. They're going to do that to me and every other helper. They're going to keep doing it. Somebody has to fight. Somebody somewhere has to say, you know what, this is enough. Like we gotta do something about this. And that's how I feel. I don't know how many people this has happened to. I'm sure it's happened to many people because I've been punished many times by Dolly for things I did not do. I got punished for cursing a guy out that I did not curse. I didn't even have a conversation with him. All I asked him was, where would you like this? Unload it. And he told me where. That's it. We didn't say anything else. And again, unfortunately, I did not record the whole delivery. I wish I did. But, my GoPro sucks. Sometimes it cuts off. And sometimes if I record too long of videos, it's too much memory. So I didn't record the entire unload because it took a while to unload everything. And that was my fault. So from here on out, I learned my lesson. From here on out, I will record everything. And not only that, I will be taking a photo of my assistant and sending it to Dolly. I will upload it as part of the photos. My assistant will be in the photo with me. So legal action is something I was thinking about, and I still am. I haven't decided yet. I'm thinking about it. It's very difficult. It's very difficult to battle these companies, but I feel like I have a case. I feel like this is a form of theft, and this company stole my money. So this is the very last email that I sent Dolly Compliance, and they have not responded to none of my emails. So they're just purposely ignoring me. So this is the last email I sent them. I said, I have reached out to Dolly support on Sunday, and I gave the date. I was told that someone from compliance will reach out to me. Customer support promised someone would reach out. I have been falsely accused by a customer and cost me $115 of my hard-earned money. You, Dolly Compliance, has punished me for something I did not do. You never confirmed if the accusation is true. You just received a complaint and punished me without even asking what happened. You did not fulfill the contract payment agreement and unjustifiably stole my pay. I have been trying to speak to someone about this false allegation, but no one has reached out. This email is for documentation and legal purposes. So I'm just letting them know, look, I'm not going away. You stole $115 from me unjustifiably. You did not do any investigation. You did not confirm anything. I don't know what you asked the customer, but you did not confirm this. So let's get to the root of this. Let's get to, did I actually violate their policy, right? Let's get to that. So here's the pay. These are the two jobs. These are two jobs that I did for that week. And the job on the left for $85 is the one that the customer complained. I delivered the washer and dryer. She said I did not have a helper with me, right? The other job on the right is another job I did that same week. So Dolly owed me during that pay cycle $157. They paid me $42. That was my punishment. They deducted money from my account and they owe me $115. I received $42 from those two jobs. Now, these are the two jobs. Again, this is them docking my pay, right? I did a refrigerator and I did a washer and a dryer. And it says the washer and dryer was an assistant no-show. Okay? So that's them docking my pay. I don't even understand how they dock. It says minus 29, but I missed out on way more money than that because, like I said, they owe me $157 and I only got paid $42. So I don't know how they came up with this. I don't even know why it says, see, I told you guys at the beginning of this video, see how it says $85 and then it says $75 is the payout. I told you guys, they do that. You're supposed to receive whatever amount you agreed to. Sometimes you never get it. They give you less than what you're supposed to get. So it's supposed to say $85, not $75. And it says minus 29, which does not come out to $42. I got $42. That's it. That's what I got for that pay cycle, those two jobs. Okay. Now, let's get to their policy. And then I'm going to bring this to an end. I will have a follow-up video on this because I'm not done. I'm still dealing with it right now. But let me show you real quick. So this is their policy when it comes to assistance, right? So it says, so you can see right here, it says inappropriate behavior. These are violations. These are things that are violations. Displaying conduct that is disrespectful, threatening, discriminatory, or unprofessional towards customers, other contractors, or Dolly support team. So again, just imagine if you go into somebody's house, you do a delivery, you had an awesome experience, no issues at all, but you didn't record it. You didn't have it on your GoPro camera. And the customer calls Dolly and says, hey, this guy was very disrespectful. He cursed me out and this and that, whatever. They can say whatever. Dolly is not going to investigate. They're not going to investigate. They're not going to ask you anything. And they're going to make you prove that you didn't do it. It's not the other way around. It's not how it's supposed to be where they have to prove that you did what you did. Not you have to prove that you didn't do it. But that's how it is. It's the opposite. So for no-show and assistant no-shows, this is their policy. This is their policy. I keep saying that. I want you to understand this. What did I violate? Okay. It says failing to appear or arrive for a scheduled Dolly or having an assistant fail to appear. So for me, failing to appear or arrive for a scheduled Dolly, right? That's referring to me not appearing at all, or having an assistant fail to appear. That's it. That's their policy. That's what I violated. it says that my assistant failed to appear. Okay, meaning she did not arrive. Now, GoShare is the same way. GoShare has jobs where you'll be linked with another helper, right? You have a vehicle, but then you'll have someone that doesn't have a large vehicle and they'll help you. And GoShare requires that person to show up. So even at the pickup, you can go to the pickup. Like I used to pick up at Living Spaces, and my helper, which I wouldn't need help loading my van because Living Spaces has, workers that'll help me load it. But GoShare requires that helper to still show up at the pickup, right? And then they have to go to the drop off with me. It could be something that I could do by myself, but the helper still has to go. They still got to go, even if they're not needed to get paid, right? That's their policy. So Dolly's the same way, right? Whether my assistant is needed or not, she has to be there, right? You're telling Dolly when you accept it, you're saying, hey, I have an assistant and I'm going to bring them with me, right? So a lot of times my wife will ride with me or she'll meet me there. And I think this was the day that she was doing my dealer's route. So she'll meet me there, right? And because Dolly is so unpredictable, a lot of times you'll get a job that will say no stairs. And I don't want to take any chances because I've learned through experience that you can accept a job that says no stairs and you get to the customer house and they got stairs. I've done that many times. I've got videos on that. So my wife always comes. It doesn't matter. She's always there. If she's not in the video, doesn't mean she's not there. She shows up. I do that because I don't want to get to the customer's house and it's got to go upstairs and I don't have any help. On this job, this particular job, my wife showed up. My wife met me there and we unloaded it ourselves. It was a small one. It was one of the light ones. She helped me unload the washer and the dryer. Once I put it on my cart, right, my hand cart, I don't need help. I don't need help pushing it. I don't need help getting it. The house, it was a single story house. It was on the first floor, delivery. I don't need help pushing the cart in or anything. Once it's on the hand cart, anyone that does delivery, you could do that by yourself. So when I went to the customer, when I went into the house, my wife waited outside. She was not inside with me. She did not go inside with me. The customer never came outside. The customer did not ask me if I had a helper. The customer did not go outside to see how I unloaded her washer and dryer. She just assumed that I picked it up and did it by myself. She had an assumption, but her assumption was wrong. So when we had the conversation, when she said, you're doing this by yourself, I said, yes, I don't need help delivering this. That's what I told her. And that was it. She didn't say anything else. So she never asked, do you have a helper or is somebody out there helping you or anything? She never asked that. I would say, oh yeah, my wife, but I don't need her. Like I'm just dropping this off. So that is the issue that I have because based on that, I have not violated anything. Nothing at all. There's no violation. Dolly says that your helper has to appear. Your assistant must appear, must be there. But that's it. It doesn't say that they have to actually help you deliver it. It doesn't say that. It doesn't say that they have to go in the house with you and deliver it. It does not say that. That is not a violation. I did not violate anything. So this is the issue that I have. And this is why I cannot let this go because that's what happened. And if that's what happened, why am I being punished? Why am I missing $115? Because what the customer told you is not right. The customer assumed that I didn't have help, but the customer doesn't know the policy. The customer doesn't know the terms and conditions. The customer never read this that says that an assistant must appear. That's it. Doesn't say that they have to actually help me. So my wife, a lot of times when we go up people's stairs, I don't particularly like to use my appliance dolly. A lot of times you can put it on an appliance dolly and pull it up. So what we've been doing is it depends on the house. Some of them have like wooden steps and all that stuff. I'm not putting my hand cart on that or my appliance dolly. So I use a shoulder dolly, right? I can't carry a washer and dryer upstairs by myself. So my wife will help me with the shoulder dolly. She's always helping me. Anything that's a refrigerator, a washer, a dryer, she's there to help me. I don't take any chances. And I know the policy. I know that she's supposed to be there because I read that. I know that. I have an assistant. Yes. So if anything happens, she's there to help me. A lot of times I could do these things by myself. I don't need her help to walk a washer and dryer into somebody's house on the first floor. You know, you lower your liability. If you don't need two people to go in the house, don't send two people in the house. Just one person. There's no need for her to go in the house. I don't want to be accused of, you know, customers say we stole something. You know, like I don't, it's just me. Me, I could do it by myself. You know, she only goes in the house if I need her. That's it. So anyways, that's where I'm at right now. I'm dealing with, what do I do? They're purposely ignoring me right now. They're refusing to respond to my emails. I have reached out to them multiple times and they're simply ignoring me. And their strategy is, if we just keep ignoring him, he'll go away. He'll stop complaining and he'll just eat that, right? But I'm like, you know what? No, I'm not. Because I already am on edge with Dolly. I cannot stand the platform. They are the worst, absolute worst. And this is my goal right now, is not only to get my money, right, that I deserve. And, you know, I'm thinking legal action, right? I'm thinking about subpoena. I have the lady's information. I have her address. I have her name. I have all her info. I'm thinking about subpoenaing her. I want her to tell the court what she saw and why she made the allegation. And I want to subpoena somebody from Dolly Compliance to determine, what did you do to investigate this? Did you actually ask the helper if his assistant was there? Did you do any investigation? Did you ask the customer any questions? Like, I want to expose that. But at the same time, it's like, do I really want to go through that hassle? Do I really want to pay all that money and deal with that? And I told you guys how I feel about the court system. It's not on your side. So, you know, I'm still thinking. I don't know. But I'm not going to let this go. Absolutely not. I will not let this go, because this is a criminal offense. Dolly has unjustifiably stole my money. They literally committed a theft, because they're claiming that I violated their terms, and I did not. I did not violate their terms. And I can prove it. I can prove it in court. I can prove that my wife was there. I can prove it. Now, unfortunately, I have dash cam video, and my dash cam records the front and back of my vehicle. And it would have captured my wife helping me unload. But that camera, it recycles. So after, you know, the next day when I record, it'll overwrite. And unfortunately, I don't save all my dash cam video unless an incident or something happens. So I lost the dash cam footage that would have showed her helping me. But again, that's not my job. I don't have to prove that I'm innocent. They have to prove that I'm guilty. That's how that works. So, but I have the proof. I have the proof. You know, my wife, her phone got GPS, all that stuff. But I'm not going to go through all that. I'm going to fight for my money. I want them to prove that I'm guilty. I don't know, man. I'm kind of torn. And the reason I'm doing this is, again, I want you guys to understand what you're dealing with. When you're working for these gig companies, this is what you got to deal with. And, you know, a company like Dolly, they're never going to change. And the only way they will change is if you hit them in the pocket. You got to hit them in the pocket. That's the only way. This company makes so much money off of our hard work. Every single person that's on the Dolly platform, they're paying you pennies and they're profiting off of your work. And don't get me wrong. I understand that, you know, they got the contracts and they make it very easy for us, right? They give us the app to use, and they connect us with customers, and we do these jobs for less than what it's worth. But a lot of time the pay is still pretty good. And many of us are just trying to do these jobs to make money, right? But at some point, you got to draw the line. Like, I cannot continue working for a company that treats me like this. I just can't do it. And I'm thinking to myself, why? Why am I putting myself through this? So that's going to lead into my next video. My next video, I'm going to tell you my plans going forward. But I just want, like I said, it's a wake-up call to all of you if you're on Dolly waiting list, or if you want to work for Dolly, or if you do work for Dolly, this is going to happen to you. You're going to have an incident with Dolly, 100% guaranteed. You're going to be falsely accused of something. They're going to deduct money from you. You're going to deal with it. And they do not support you at all. You're expendable. So again, The only way that this company would change is if you hit them in the pocket. And the only way to do that is if every single helper on the Dolly platform walked away. They will make $0. They can book all the customers they want. They cannot make a single penny without us. They can't. They can't make no money. $0. And that's going to hurt. Even if people just did it for a week. If they just walked off the platform for an entire week, everybody across the whole US, they will be hurt so bad. They'll be brought down to their knees. That's the power that you have. But that's not going to happen because a lot of people, they never experienced this. So they're not going to care. A lot of people won't care. And some people are in a desperate mode. They got to do these jobs. But, you know, it's going to happen to you. Sooner or later, it's going to happen because a company like that, as many bad experiences as I've had with Dolly, and I'm just one person. So imagine, you know, they got thousands, hundreds of thousands of people on this platform. If that's happening to me on a regular basis, it's happening to a lot of people. And we're just taking it. And I'm done. I'm not taking it anymore. I'm going to fight as much as I can, but I do have a plan and I will share that on my next video. So anyways, I just want to let you know that's what I'm going through. I am getting legal advice. Again, it is very difficult to win cases like this, but there is a level of emotional distress. This is a stressful situation. I'm having to continually reach out and send these emails and stressing about money that I'm owed, and they're causing it. And that is a real thing. You know, people might look, man, it's just $115. No, it's bigger than that. And I told you, I've dealt with them many times. I have evidence of it, of many times that they did not pay me the right amount. This happens all the time. It's a lot of stress that it puts on me. And, you know, it's unnecessary stress. And that's something that, you know, that's part of the lawsuit. If I do go that route, you know, because I shouldn't have to go through this. I should not have to go through this. And I have the emails. I have everything. Every single day that goes by is a day that they're saying, I don't care. That's what they're telling me. I don't care about your problem. I don't care about your complaint. We're not going to do anything about it. That's what I'm getting. And I've reached out for the last time. So anyways, that's it, man. Sorry to put you guys through this long video, but I really wanted to break it down and show you firsthand. You could hear the conversation. You can see the emails, the response. I showed you their terms. Let me show you one more thing. This is the last thing I'm going to tell you guys, and I'm going to go because I'm going to do a part 2 to this. I'm going to let you know what my plans are going forward. So this is the part where I've had people that kind of don't care about the liability. I did a video on liability. I told you guys there's a lot of things that you have to deal with. You yourself have to deal with. You're not covered. You think you're covered, but you're not. So this is on their terms and conditions. And a lot of gig apps have this verbiage. They have this. So the standards and expectations we have in place for new and active helpers and hands apply on an ongoing basis. These include maintaining appropriate vehicle insurance coverage, helpers only, right? So appropriate vehicle insurance. So that's important. Remember that. Maintaining a vehicle in good condition that reflects positive on the Dolly, free of rust, graffiti, etc. Right? Helpers only. Maintaining your driver's license. And this is the most important part right here. Ensuring you have appropriate licensing, appropriate permits, bonds, insurance, or other necessary requirements to adhere to local laws, rules, and regulations. Helpers and hands. So what they just did right there is release themselves. So when you do a moving job, and I said this on one of my videos, and I want to make this correction because I told you guys that, you know, when you do the moving jobs and all that stuff, you're covered. They do cover your, you know, insurance claim. There's certain claims that they cover, but are you supposed to have a license? The answer is actually yes. Even working with gig apps. So if you do a Dolly moving job, right, you're doing a household goods moving job, you're supposed to be licensed by the state. What they're telling you is that's your job. You're required to have everything you're supposed to have. So just like airspace, right? Airspace sends an order out and it's from Texas to Arkansas. I'm on the platform and I accept that order. and I drive from Texas to Arkansas, and I get in an accident, and come to find out, I don't even have an MC. I don't have an MC as I'm required to. And that's not on them. It's in their terms that, hey, airspace is not responsible for that. You're saying that I have everything I can to legally run this load. So they wipe their dust, they dust themselves off, and they say that's totally on you. Same thing with Dolly. You do a moving job, you're supposed to have if your state says you're supposed to have a moving license, guess what? You're supposed to have a moving license. So you're not as protected as you think. These companies, they put it in their terms. They separate themselves from the law and what you're supposed to have. They put that on you. You're required to have that. If you're supposed to pick up a load that's supposed to be TSA certified and you pick it up and you don't have TSA certification, that's on you. That's not on them. That's on you. So that's what this is. And a lot of people don't pay attention to this stuff. They don't pay attention to it. And they have this false sense of security because they're running for a gig company. The gig company does have some coverage, but they're not going to cover you for everything. And again, you're required to have all the certifications you're supposed to have. So the last thing I'm going to say, in Texas, you have to have commercial insurance legally to legally run any type of delivery service. If you're moving goods from A to B, right, and you're getting paid to do that, you're supposed to have commercial insurance. It doesn't matter if you're in a car or a box truck. You're supposed to have commercial insurance. That is Texas state law. That is why I have commercial insurance. If it wasn't for the law, I wouldn't have commercial insurance. I would have regular insurance. I would have added my van to my Allstate account. But I have commercial insurance because that is the law in my state. So again, that's what they're saying. They're saying that you are responsible for your own insurance. Dolly is not responsible for it. So if you want to run with regular insurance, that's fine. But if your state says you're supposed to have commercial, that's on you. That's not on us. So anyway, that's it, man. It's long enough. Let me know what you guys think. But I'm still dealing with this, and I will give you guys an update coming soon. So, all right, man, that's it. Y'all have a good one, and I'll catch y'all on the next one.